The third and final bucket for how we execute the host team is we train them. When we say training, we mean setting clear expectations. Raise your hand if you have ever had a volunteer who you've been frustrated with, period. Raise your hand. I could raise all my hands. I've been in that position many times where I've been frustrated with a volunteer because they're not executing their role in the best way possible. I've learned very quickly that that's not that volunteer's fault if I have not set clear expectations. So I want to challenge all of you today that that's what training is, setting clear expectations and then holding your teams accountable to those expectations. So how do we do that? How do we set those expectations so all of our volunteers are aware of what they are? Again, we talked in the Build Up video about having events. You can have a training event. Again, just make sure that your events are singular in their purpose. If you have a training event, that is all it's about, is training. Equipping them with expectations. Man, what does an usher need to know to execute their role in the most excellent way possible? What does a greeter need to know? So forth and so on. You can have events to train your team. Again, here we're not huge fans of events because it's hard to get people to come out for one more thing. So most of our training, the majority of our training is done by on-the-job training. When they're already here, our team is already serving, we've got a team of trainers ready, willing, and able to coach the team, to train the team, to set those expectations. Hey man, you're doing a great job smiling as you greet. You're doing a great job greeting people and making eye contact when they come in. Or, hey, you know what? Would you mind making eye contact with those people when they come in? They would really love to see your face, and it could make a difference in their life. That's what the trainers do. Trainers help set those expectations for all the different roles and enforce those, hold people accountable to those in the most building up way, which again we talked about in the last video. So it's of utmost importance that your trainers know what the expectations are and can hold people accountable to them in a loving way. Again, in the host team booklet, 101 booklet, which is attached to this, that outlines what those expectations are for all of our roles on the host team, just so you can reference that. But that's how we train the team, on the job training. We want to make sure that we're getting the most bang for people's buck, so we're not asking them to come to another event. On the job training, and that has been hugely successful. Other tools that are attached to this email with regards to training are things like, what does your leadership team look like? How do you identify leaders? How do you know you've got somebody who will make a great trainer? And then also a checklist for us as our staff, so that we as staff know what's expected of us during the weekend experience. So that's how we train our team. That's how we set clear expectations on the host team so that we can create that comfortable environment, the most comfortable environment possible, so that people's hearts can be open to the truth of God's Word.